Question number 16. How would you implement a recommendation system for our company users? Again, recommendation system is a part of the machine learning. If you have used the YouTube or the Instagram, so basically all the things based upon the recommendation system. But again, they want to ask to you like if I'm asking to you like you have to make a recommendation system. So how you can make and what is your approach? Okay, so in this question again they are not want to understand about like what is the recommendation system. They are just only want to know like what is the approach. So a lot of machine learning interview question of this type will involve the implementation of the machine learning model to company's problem, and you will have to research the company and its industry in depth. So before applying the going for the interview, you can just learn about something in company like which type of company and which what is the manufacturing thing and what is the product based things are there. So you have to something learn about the company so you can give in better answer on this particular question. Next question number 17. What are the last machine learning papers you have read? Again, in this question they don't want to know like what the paper you can read. They just only want to know ki, like are you interested in the research or have you researched any have you read any research paper in your past. So this type of things they want to know. So the good thing for this answer is like that you just keeping up with the latest scientific literature on the machine learning is a must if you want to demonstrate the interest in machine learning position, because sometimes what the things are there, company are hire you as a machine learning engineer and after 6 months they want to promote like as a senior engineer. So that's why you have to read some research paper, and if you are not interested to this read the research paper, but still in the interview you have to ask them like yes I had read one paper in last week. Okay, you have to just only time is last week. You are not asking like that last month or last 2 months. Okay, so you or not you can only ask the yesterday. Okay, last week is a reasonable answer is there. That's why you have to ask them like last week I had read one paper based upon the deep learning or the machine learning, and it's a good reference paper, and it will give me some insight to make some product and like that. So that's how you have to give in this answer. Question number 18. Do you have research experience in machine learning? Again, so research experience, this type of question, when they can ask to you whenever you are having some experience in the machine learning. Okay, if you can done one job last for as experience of 2 years in machine learning. Also, if you done some masters in the machine learning, so you have experience based upon the machine learning in projects experience like that. Okay, but if you can just complete your bachelor's and then you can go for this job, machine learning job as a fresher. So they are not asking you this type of question because it's not related to you. But still, if any one of the master students or some PhD students or as well as some experienced person are going for interview, and if they can ask to you this type of question, do you have research in experience in machine learning? So you can ask similarly to last question, like most organizations hiring for the machine learning position will look for your formal experience in the field, like in previous which type of work or which type of project you had done in machine learning field. So that's why you can also read some research paper co-authored or the supervised by the leader in field. So this type of stuff will really helpful to you. So that's how this question, because see, do you have research experience in machine learning? So this question are not coming in the beginning of the interview. Basically, if they can find like yes, we have selected you, and then they can ask you this type of question. They are not asking you this type of question in the starting of the interview. Question number 19. Where do you usually source the data set? Basically, the people or the students are given same answer like Kaggle. But according to me, you can also ask like Quadle, as well as you can also ask them like UCI machine learning repositories. It is a very very standard data set sources is there. So according to me, the Kaggle, Quadle, as also the Google dataset, it's a good source for the dataset. But you can also, if you want to become a unique thing, so you can ask them like, yes, I can also take a data from the UCI machine learning repository. And it's not look like that. You have to also give to one of the example like, yes, if I just go for the UCI machine learning repository, so they have provide the data set as well as with the data set, they are also provide the research paper. Okay, and that's why I prefer the UCI machine learning repository. So interview can get the idea. Yes, you have done some proper work. Okay, so you have to show some quality from your side. Yes, I can use this approach because of this is the important things I'm getting from this. But from the Kaggle, we are not getting any type of research paper, as well as from the Google, we are not getting Google dataset. We are not getting any type of research paper. But if you can go with the approach of the UCI machine learning repository, so you are getting the research paper approach as well as who can make this data. So you are getting some more information. And basically everyone will know like from the UCI machine learning repository, the all data are coming as a standard way. So that is again good benefit and good plus point are coming in your side. You can give it answer like that. Question number 20. How do you think Google is training data for self-driving cars? Basically, self-driving car is coming from the deep learning or the based upon the convolution neural network because they have identified like who are running on the road. Okay, so that's why. But basically, what is the intention behind this question? So machine learning interpretation like this one really tests your knowledge of different machine learning methods. Okay, and your intentiveness if you don't know the answer like so that's why this is based upon the real awareness like in the machine learning or with the Google like how you aware to read some articles and this type of thing. So that's why Google is currently using the reCAPTCHA to store the labeled data on a storefronts and the traffic signs. So that's why you have to read some with the Google machine learning articles and what are the currently Google are working in the machine learning domain as well as also deep learning, computer vision, this type of domain. If you can get the idea like how they can work in this domain, and once you can get the idea, and then you can ask this type of answer in the interview. So that will very plus point in your side. That's why you have to read some articles in machine learning. Basically, see the wherever you can give this interview of machine learning. So basically, 70% is based upon the book things like how the algorithm will work and what are the logic of algorithm and then. But mainly the out of 30, 13 again that is most probably things is depends upon the how logically your brain will work, how would you thinking, what is your approach, how what is your knowledge, what's the activity in field of machine learning with some social network. So that type of thing is also always working. They are asking you as well as like how in which way applications Google are using machine learning as well as they are specify the things. If I'm talking about the self-driving car, so in a self-driving car, it's which type of approach are overworking over here. It's a reinforcement learning, self-learning, supervised learning, or unsupervised learning. So they are asking you this type of question again and again to confuse you, or also they want to know like actually you are having some knowledge or not, or you are having knowledge or not. So that's why again this type of question is just only evaluate your own knowledge in field of machine learning. Question number 21. Explain dimension reduction in machine learning. This type of question is coming in the starting of the interview. And you are not going with the very depth in this question because if you are going depth in this question, so they can make it some confusion in your mind. Okay, so that's why basically simple regarding to the question like explain dimension reduction in machine learning. You have to just only explain the what is the dimension reduction. And the answer is this like dimension reduction is the process of reducing the size of the feature matrix and we try to reduce the number of columns so that we get a better feature set either by combining the columns or by removing extra variables. So this is the simplest answer in this question. Do not go with very depth with this answer, okay? Because if you go very depth, it will harm to you. That's why because then this, and also this type of question is coming in the first question or second question is like this one. Okay? So that's why. Question number 22. Explain the difference between the random forest and the gradient boosting algorithm. So for this question, you have to first of all simplify the explain the what is the random forest and what is the gradient boosting algorithm. So random forest uses the bagging technique, whereas the GBM uses boosting techniques. Okay, and random forest mainly try to reduce the variance, and GBM reduce both bias and variance of a model. Again, do not go with very depth in this question. Just go with the like overview of this type of question because they just only want to know the difference between the random forest and gradient boosting algorithm (GBM). Okay, so that's why you are just only as an overview of random forest you can explain, and also simply way you can also explain the GBM. Question number 23. What does NLP stand for? Again, here in this question, they are asking you what does NLP stand for. So they don't want to know about the NLP in very depth. They just only want to know like what is your idea regarding to the NLP as overview or as a single line answer. Okay, they want single line answer with this question. So you can just simply ask to them. NLP stand for the natural language processing, and it is the branch of the artificial intelligence that gives machine learning to the ability to read and understand the human languages because that is a very simple answer is there and also they want simple answer from your side. it is also depends, like, see, whenever they want to know some simple answer, and if you are going, if yeah, if you are knowing with the NLP like many more, so it's not look like that you can ask them to like 10 to 20 lines based upon the NLP. No, you are not doing that type of thing, because it's again it will give you the negative marking your teacher. Okay, so that's why, if they are asking you the single line answer, you can also provide the single line answer. That is good for you. Question number 24. What is principal component analysis, and explain the sort of problem you would use for PCA for principal component analysis. Again, it is very important, and it is a defined question is there. Like, see, if you can provide the good answer with this question, so you are selected. But if you are going wrong in this question, because see, sometimes they are trying to complicate this question as well. Okay, because in the first line they are just only wants to know like what is the principal component analysis, and if you are giving the good answer on that point, so also they want to know like explain the sort of the problems you would use for the PCA, like based upon the PCA technique, which type of problem you already solved, or which type of problem with that problem you had worked. Okay, so simple sense you have to talk about like PCA involves the projecting, like projecting higher dimensional data, for example three-dimension data or the four-dimensional data, to the smaller space of like two-dimension or one-dimension data. This results in a lower dimension data around two dimension instead of three dimension. So we have to transfer the thing from three dimension to two dimension while keeping all the original variables in the model. TCA is commonly used for the compression purpose to reduce the required memory and to speed up the algorithm, as well as for the visualization purpose. Because in a visualization, PCA is also important. It's not look like that the PCA algorithm is only work for the some machine learning, but they are also working as a data analysis part as well as. So the individual dependencies are there, and try to making it easier to summarize the data. So PCA is again PCA, Navy based decision tree. This type of concept is very important whenever you are going to applying with the machine learning interview. So you have to remember that thing in your mind. Question number 25. What are the drawbacks of a linear model? Basically, linear model, so think about like linear regression. Okay, linear regression, multiple linear regression, polynomial regression. So basically, it's talk about the regression topic. There are a couple of drawbacks of a linear model, and this type of drawback are coming with the assumptions of the linear regression. Okay, because sometimes the many people are not aware about the what are the assumptions of the linear regression. So multi-collinearity, the autocorrelation, homoscedasticity, okay, so a multivariate normality, collinearity. So these all type of things are related to the assumptions of the linear model, and a linear model can't be used for a discrete or binary outcome, because the regression are coming with the continuous model. So that these all are the drawbacks are there, and you can't vary with the model flexibility of a linear model. So this type of stuff can create a drawback of a linear model. So please be clear with this type of answer. Do not create many confusion during the interview, because this type of common questions are coming over there. Like, so what are the drawbacks? Because sometimes people are also confused. Like, what are the drawbacks? Linear regression are having some good things. So how we can evaluate the drawbacks? Yes, there is something drawbacks are there. So these all are the drawbacks are particular for the linear model. Question number 26 related to the decision tree. Do you think 50 small decision tree are better than a large one, and why? So first of all, they are just only answer question like this one. Okay, like, do you think 50 small decision tree are better than a larger one? If you can tell to them like yes, and then they can ask to you like why you are giving the answer is yes. So at the same time, you have to prove your answer. Like another way of asking, like, is a random forest a better model than a decision tree? Because see, whenever they can ask you like, do you think 50 small decision tree are better than a large one? So when we are talking about the large one, so large one will represent the random forest. Okay, so that's why another question is this one, like random forest is good or the decision tree is good. So the correct answer is the random forest is the better model as compared to the decision tree. So answer is yes, because of a random forest is an ensemble method, because random forest is also works with the ensemble technique like boosting, ADA boost, and many more things. So take many weak decision tree to make a strong one, and random forests are more accurate, more robust, and less prone to overfitting. So in if I'm talking about the random forest with the pruning, so pruning chances is very less, and pruning is not a good thing. So that's why random forests are having the upper hand as compared to the decision tree. Question number 26: why mean square error or MSE error as a bad error, bad measure of model performance? And what would you suggest? Because once they can ask to you like, mean square error is a bad performance, bad measure of model performance. Mainly time whenever the people are not aware about these type of concepts, they are asking like, no, the MS is the good one. But in correct way, MS is not a good one. Okay, so you have to clear about that. MSc gives a relatively high weight to the large errors. Therefore, MSc tends to put too much emphasis on large deviation, or a more robust alternative is the mean absolute deviation. Okay, so as compared to MSc, the mean absolute deviation is the good one. Okay, so that's why there are also want some reason from your side, like why you are asking like MS is not good or MS is a bad measure of model performance. Okay, so whatever the answer you can give them, so at the same time you are also able to give the correct answer as compared to that one. Question number 28: what are the assumptions required for linear regression? Okay, so already before two question, I'm talking about like what are the drawbacks. So again, we have to take it something from that side. Like there is something assumptions are there, and also this point are not aware with many more people. Many less people are aware with the linear regression assumptions. Okay, and this type of question are coming in advanced level. Okay, if the interviewer are satisfied with your basic or intermediate knowledge, and if you can still ask to them like, yes, I'm available for the advanced question as well as. So at the same time, they can ask you this type of question, and that was really difficult at the same time of pressure conditions. So what are the assumptions are there? So total five assumptions are there. First one is representative of the population. Second one is representative with the linear things. Third one is represented with the homoscedasticity. Fourth one is represented with the observation are independent of each other. Like what are the parameters we are having, like x1, x2, x3, also a y parameter, that is the dependent parameter based upon the x parameter for any value of x and y is normally distributed, because the assumptions are there, so you have to also working with the normal distribution. It is also called as a Gaussian distribution. So it is also good. And also one more thing, whenever you can ask to this type of answer, so you can also use for single term like multiple names. So they are also available that thing. So yes, you have some proper knowledge in this particular question answers as well as in machine learning concept. So it will give you the plus points during the interview. Now the next question is what is collinearity and what to do with it, and how to remove multicollinearity. First of all, they are just only asking like what is the collinearity. If you can ask them, yes, that is the collinearity. So then they can ask like what you can do with that, and then how to remove the multicollinearity. So this is all are the question related to the advanced part of the interview. So multicollinearity exists when an independent variable is highly correlated with the another independent variable in a multiple linear regression or the multilinear regression, because there is multiple names there. That's why multi is coming over here. Okay, so here I can provide you the more explanation and more in presentation. I can provide the brief answer, but do not go with the brief answer. Okay, because this is already advanced question is that, and also sometimes what is happen like interviewer or interview, what are the interviewers, they are also not sure about the question, because in the interview, if you are giving all the correct answers at the same time, they are making some nonsense type of questions. Okay, so that's why you are not go with the very depth. You are just only provide the simple answer like multiple linearity exists when the independent variable is highly correlated with the another independent variable in a particular regression equation. So this type of answer you can give it them. So now we have to see last question, and the question number 30 is related to the regression as well as like how to check if the regression model fits the data well. If you can see on a left hand side, every time I can provide some equation as well as over here like F1 score equation, RMSE, R square score, this type of things are there. So how to check if the regression model fits the data well? So it's not depends upon you are using this type of parameter. This type of answer is vary with person to person. Like some of the people are asking, well, yes, we are prefer the R square or the adjust R square. Some of the going with the RMSE, and if you are going with the MSE, so they are asking you the question why you are going with the MSE, because MS is the bad measure of the performance model. So that's fine. So here I already provided the explanation of the R square or adjusted R square. That is the relative the measure of the feet, and this was explained in previous answer as well as. And also you can see over here, so you can get the idea based upon the equation. Like based upon the equation, you are getting the idea like how they can evaluate the difference between the line value and point value. Basically, line value and point value, these are the terminology is coming from the linear regression diagram. F1 score is also popular for the classification problem as well as, and then last one is the absolute measure of fit. absolute measure of it is there. It is based upon the RMSE, root mean square error. Okay, so that is the full form of the RMSE. So these are the answer. Basically, it will also come in with the intermediate level. It's not look like very advanced or very basic. It come with the intermediate because once you can clear all the concept related to the linear regression or basic things related to the machine learning, then they can ask you this type of question. So totally, this total are the 30 question I already explained you in this tutorial, like how you can face the machine learning interview. Always the machine learning interviews not look like very easy if you can prepare all the questions. Still, you have to make some confidence throughout the interview, as well as you have to make it some logically twisting. Okay, they are also asking you the logically and brain-based questions like you are confident and based upon the business or based upon the real world data. They are in between. They are also talking about some mobile applications because nowadays what are the smartphones we are using in all the smartphones? The artificial intelligence, machine learning are widely used. Okay, so that's why they are also asked the question based upon that as well. So this is the totally guidance of the machine learning interview, how you can prepare for the machine learning interview and what type of question you are facing and how you can prepare for the answer as well. As till then, enjoy the machine learning interview question and answer. Thank you guys for prepare this thing.